Last week, I outlined the main themes that we're going to cover in this class and described some common explanations for civil and other forms of political conflict. This week, I want to focus on three things. First, extend our discussion of the causes of conflict. Second, explore the myriad concepts underlying human security. And third, ground this theoretical discussion in a specific country case, Burundi. A developing country landlocked in Eastern Africa that has faced ongoing challenges of political stability, had a long-running civil war, long-running leader that recently stepped down and then died of a heart attack, although some people said it was because of COVID-19, and the country of the birth of one of the singers in the introductory videos, Kajinin. Today's theme that connects all of them to these three topics is money. Who has it, who does it, who doesn't have it, and what people do to get it. That's why I drove out to the Royal Australian Mint here in Deakin, because I think it symbolizes the importance and the necessary role that money serves in a bunch of different areas that we're going to be covering in this class. For those of you who haven't been out to the Mint, I've lived here for years. I've never actually made it out here. They have a great free tour. You can go to the factory and see how both regular coins and rare collectible coins are made. And you can actually, for $3, make your own, mint your own $1 coin. I think it's pretty cool. And it got me outdoors. So anyway, back to the subject of this week. And for me, what's really motivating this week's lecture is the enduring puzzle, I think one of the most important puzzles in the conflict literature, which is why if economic development and scarcity is our main motivators for conflict, why is there not conflict everywhere in which people don't have enough for themselves and for their families? Poverty is still relatively common around the world, but conflict is still relatively rare. So why are some poorer countries peaceful and others violent? And why does violence crop up in poorer countries at certain times and not others? Why should we care about trying to solve this puzzle? I think there are a couple of compelling reasons that motivated me to study this as an academic. First, normatively it matters. Over 16 million people have died in conflicts since the end of World War II. Much more than have died in interstate conflicts. Second, because developed countries like Australia have spent billions of dollars trying to help countries develop economically or become more politically stable. And so if our tax dollars are trying to go and solve a problem, I want to make sure that they're being spent the best way possible. There's a lot of skepticism now about foreign aid in a lot of developed countries and donor fatigue. So if we have a better idea of the causes of conflict, then we can develop more compelling policy responses domestically as well as internationally. Third, it's because the lack of economic development has led to millions of people dying of otherwise preventable diseases. Over 2.8 million people die within their first week of life every year. Over 1 million people die of malaria every year. The world has resources to be able to prevent a lot of preventable illnesses and diseases. They do better in some places, but not others. And so developing a better understanding of the political distributional impacts of that will have an effect on increasing the effectiveness and the well-being of people around the world. So yeah, it's a lot to cover this week. Thank you for coming along. Let's get started.